The moon goes through different phases over its roughly 29-day cycle. If we were to view the moon every day throughout this period, we'd see a pattern of changes in shape, brightness, and even where and when it appears in the sky. Here is how this cycle of changes looks to those of us living in the northern hemisphere of the Earth. The moon begins its cycle as a crescent. This is often best seen in the evening when it might still be daylight. The thin sliver we observe is lit by the sun, which this crescent moon will seem to chase across the sky before sunset. After sunset, the crescent moon may still be visible. This is again lit by the sun, which is now shining on it from below our horizon. The sun always lights half of the moon. However, we sometimes only see a small part of this lit half because of where the moon is in the sky. You can imagine that just around the back of the crescent moon we see, there is another big part glowing white with the sun's light. This crescent moon will seem to grow larger over the next few days until about half of it is lit up. This is called a half moon. It is often first seen before sunset and then continues to light the sky for the first part of the night. All of the phases we've looked at so far involve the moon becoming more and more illuminated and appearing larger in the sky. These are called waxing phases. For the next of these, the moon grows into a shape called a gibbous, which happens as we near the midpoint in the lunar cycle. The moon reaches its brightest phase halfway through its cycle. This is called a full moon. It is often best seen in the middle of the night when the sun is right around the opposite side of the Earth from us, and we can see the full side of the moon it illuminates. As with the other phases, the full moon will move across the sky. This isn't due to the movement of the moon itself, but the spin of the Earth we live on and are watching it from. After the full moon phase, the moon will begin to appear smaller in the sky, starting with the gibbous shape, and several days later another half moon. These shrinking stages of the lunar cycle are called the waning phases of the moon. However, this time it will be the left side of the moon that's illuminated, rather than the right, as we've seen for the previous partially illuminated phases. This is because the sun is now lighting the moon from the other side of our sky. These phases can be seen in the early hours of the morning, often until just after sunrise, with the sun now appearing to follow the moon across the sky. As we near the end of the moon's cycle, it will appear as a crescent once more, and can often be seen well into the day. The final phase is called a new moon, which occurs when the whole illuminated side of the moon is facing away from us, with the sun behind it. As a result, we see no sign of the moon in the sky until it moves on to a new phase and the lunar cycle begins again.